Hey guys, welcome to J Plays. I am Iceman, and welcome to the latest devblog for my work on Nanatama Chronicle of Dungeon Maker, or as I like to call it, Dungeon Maker 3 for the Sony PSP. Since the last devblog, let me just bring up my notes when I can find it. There has been quite a significant amount of work done on the project. Even though the last devblog was released back 10 days ago, back on the 9th, in the preceding 10 days, I've translated quite a considerable amount of the game, though it's mainly in the everyday conversations, and basically the bulk of, well, all of the first floor now is fully done. Like, everything that could happen, at least that I've found so far, on the first floor is done. Most of the second floor is now done as well. So days... let me see. So the previous video covered only day 6. Since that point, days 7 to... days 7 to 12, and just the morning part of day 12, have been fully done. Every conversation, every item that I could find, every new enemy, everything has all been done. It now covers the majority of the basic everyday conversations that happen in the game, or at least that I've encountered. So just the normal flavor text that goes to an NPC when you go to their establishment. If they don't have any quest stuff related to speak to you about, then it's all, like, translated. The quest information, details, and all conversations relating to the first 3 quests of the game. So the first one is Pound Gob, second one is Iron Ore, third one is Marble Slime. All 3 of those are fully done, or at least fully done as far as I could find. Every last information text box, conversation, item drop, the lot. All done. The new item types and armors, drops from enemies, weapons, etc. is all done. As an example, I'm currently carrying on me a club. Unfortunately, again, I'm dealing with the game's limitations. So the club weapon, which is one of my favorite ones to use in the standard games, like in the first 2 games anyway, that's that one there. So that's translated. All the stuff I'm wearing, I'm slowly starting to get my armor over to the leather stuff, so these first 3 are all done. Unfortunately, you can't always get the spacing of the words right because of space limitations, but all that stuff is done. So everything that happened in town, at least that I've encountered, is all done. I'm just looking for anything that's different. It's just my luck if I found something too. Yeah, so the town bit, all done, as far as I can tell. So if you played the latest demo that I'll be popping up after I finish recording this video, you should be able to play through a significant portion of the game with just the flavor text, not the quest text, and probably any new items that appear after the second floor. But up until that point, everything's done. Let me take you through. So now, I haven't done the afternoon section, so it's possible that at the end of this, when we return back to town, that, I may not be able to... I mean, we might come across 1 or 2 standard kind of Japanese conversations, but, This is my first of the club weapons that I'm actually using with club skills. For this, I was using the short sword for a very long time, because that's pretty decent. Unfortunately, in this game, the club doesn't have the same kind of reach that it did in the previous 2. So not as good as it was, but still it's good. The gear file or categories that I've come across. So there's a club category. See if there's anything new that got added. It's hard to remember because there's been so much that's been done. Is like a ring category, there's now a bracelet category, which I just said wrist, because wrist fit, bracelet didn't, and bangle didn't. So a lot of the stuff around here you've seen already, because that was where things were at. I haven't gotten any further with the ruins, because I'd have to go to the 3rd floor, and I'm trying to get everything done, like just go 100% for each floor before I move to the next one. But some stuff that's been translated, hopefully you can hear me over the music. So this is what I'm using at the moment. I haven't leveled up yet. Rapid shot for the bow has been translated. Two of the extra abilities for the longsword are done. Longsword or short sword? I think it's longsword. So the fast slash, which is that one, and the flying. What was that? Can't even remember what that was supposed to be. Oh, flash. That's right. Flash attack, which in the translation it said thrust for its description. So that's done too. My character looks a bit weird at the moment since I'm in transition over to leather. Just collecting leather, because you can get leather from the 2nd floor. But it's always worth coming to this ruin section because you can just get extra items and loot and stuff. The problem is with this little bar here, which is a new thing in Nanatama. And very frustrating. It means it's kind of like a stamina, or like a, I don't know what you'd call it, like just basically like a stamina, and it sort of depletes as you proceed, and then only regenerates up to a certain point, and then if you overexert yourself, you actually I think you collapse. But I haven't actually had that happen to me yet. But that's what the game says would happen. One of the info pop-ups that comes up. Yeah, I haven't found any way that you can regenerate it, other than, like, once it starts going down beyond a certain point, it just gets low. I'm hoping maybe you get items that can replenish that later in the game. I haven't got to that point. If there is those, I hope that there is. I'll show off how my festival looks at the moment. So, some of the major work that got done as well was just in simple menu related stuff, and just things you see when you're sort of looking in the other views. So in the check floor screen, everything I can find around here has been done as far as I know. It'd be just my luck if I find something now. But I'm pretty sure I've done everything on the 2nd floor as well. Yeah, see, they've all got translated entries for just the descriptions of the room types, corridors, that type of thing. Now, one thing that might happen during the recording of this video, I may level up my club skill. And if that happens, I might gain access to a new ability. If that happens, I'll have to translate it on the spot. So you might get to see a little bit of that going on in this video. We'll see. I usually level up a couple of times in weapon skill when I do my run-throughs now. Here's some new enemy types that have started popping up. We've got the Man-Eater over there. That's that brown thing in the ground, and the flying thing is a Chimera bee. Also, any of the new meal types that have popped up as a result of the new monsters appearing, those are all translated with the conversations to go with them as well, in addition. As you see, the man-eater leaf that drops from them, that's one of the meals you can get, which actually does some nice stat boosts. Gives you a nice bonus to magic points and your intelligence stat, plus a little bit of a health boost as well. I'm almost up to 400 health now. Pay attention to that yellow bar on next to my character as I'm playing through this, because you'll probably see it at points it slowly, little by little, goes down over time. Been a few new room types that have come about during this. We got the sun room here. That was needed to get the man-eater to appear, I think. That was that thing where I was just one of those things I was fighting just a sec ago. One enemy I haven't got to appear yet is the poison fruit trees. Those only apparently appear on habitat level 2 levels, and this place can only be a maximum of habitat level 1. My second floor is habitat level 2, so it can get better monsters appearing on it. The key to getting your habitat level up is that the levels above it need to have a good rating, like proceeding downwards from from the top down to the bottom. It's getting low. See how the yellow bar's gone down a bit? Like the recharge. If the game will let me. Oh shit! Damn it! I died. Fuck me. Oh, that's a new one. I haven't seen. Okay, now we've just unlocked a new conversation. All right, I need to pause and record this conversation in the game. Just a minute, I'll just pause. Alright, as an example of me, the work I'm doing, it's impossible to test everything. There's always something that comes up. Anyway, you'll now see that translated. Saw that. Follow my example. The full translation there was, I noticed, you're weak. Follow my example. Now give me a sec, I just need to leave notes for myself so I remember about that conversation that just got translated. I'll just pause it, I'll be right back. Alright, take 2. Now let's try this again. Let's go straight back in and we'll continue where we left off. It's probably going to send me the second floor, let's see. Yeah, and this one it always sends you to the last floor, the furthest floor down when you say go dungeon. Anyway, let's go back to exploring the first level. I'll try not to get killed this time. Damn it. Oh, shit. Go get him. Oh, this is why it's good to have the orb characters around. I just don't use them very often, but they're definitely useful. Yeah, right now trying to get my character up to about 500 magic points. That's usually a good number. So I'm kind of turning this in a way into a bit of a gaming stream, but that's all good. That's what these devlogs can be sometimes. I have that background in streaming more than this kind of stuff, but this has just been a fun project to work on as a big fan of the franchise. But I'm also showing you what's like, you know, what's present in the game. Wow. That treasure room never has anything in it. That's the trouble with the orb characters, they can actually hit you. You have to be careful. It's even worse with the Leo character. He just hits like a truck. So I've had a few times where he got me killed. So I'm kind of showing off my level at the same time. My dungeon. See what you can create. You know, feel free to post images, like, you know, post links of like what you're able to create in the game based on the work done so far. I'm sure you'll make a better dungeon than my one. My one's got a rating of 33 on the first floor. Here's one of the... This was in Dungeon Maker 2. The trash room that was needed for the marble slime quest. Here's one of the music tracks I don't like. It sounds like boss music. Shit, level up. Did I gain any new skills? I don't think so. So it'll say, like, new skill learned. Yeah, no new skills. Oh, my character's a bit exhausted. So when your character kind of... This is a new to Nanatama kind of thing. So when your character kind of leans over like that, it's like they're just physically exhausted and they need to rest. I haven't found a way to, like, get them to rest without, you know, going back to town. Alright, let's go to the second floor and I can showcase some of the stuff that's in that one. Because that has some enemies that don't... some enemies that only start appearing from that one. And I think I'll save just in case. So this one's not finished, I'm still working on it, bit by bit. You saw the bottom left-hand corner? When I place that room, or if I place anything, it depletes the bar for a certain amount of time and then it goes back up again. Ah, here's one there. So goblins, which are in both of the previous games. So that appears in this one. And that is where you get the leather that you need to get some new stuff made for you. Just watching that fire on the bottom left. Being very careful. See, that's why I said I don't really like that aspect in this game, because it slows things down, and that wasn't in the other two games. So the long rooms is something that you gain access to in the second floor. Once you are on that one, you get access to that new room type. That is in the, that has been in the previous two games. Ah, this room. Ah, yeah, I've seen this in the other ones. Good side is this floor's about 3/4 done now. Besides, upgrading all the rooms. Or renovating, as it's called in this game. You don't have the building material to upgrade those ones over to a trash room or sunroom. There you go, I ran out of the wood one then. Anyway, as my character's exhausted, I'll show you the rest. I can always complete the rest of the level later on my own. I think we'll have one more visit and I'll have the basic rooms in place and it'll be a case of upgrading all the rooms up. So here's one of the new ones in Nanatama. We've got the warehouse room. I called it storage room, just because, storage takes up less letters than warehouse. So it attracts insects for the most part. There's one of the new items translated, one of the drops from them. What was it? Lead bangle? I need to heal. So I hope all this is giving you an indication of like how playable the game is now. It's still a hell of a long way to go. Like, I think in every single game there was a maximum of like 20 floors to a thing, and so we've only got like 2 done. There's like, what, 18 to go. This is going to take a long time. But my hope is that the vast majority of the basic stuff is done. So it basically means that the game's playable, you know? I think it is. Up to a point, anyway. And it's not perfect by any means. I mean, look at the menu. You know? Yes, that could be in much better English, but hey, that's beyond my skill level. This is my first project I've ever worked on of this kind of thing, so I'm proud of the work that's been done. Ah, no ore this time. Usually I always get at least a little bit off those guys. But that's what I need to stock up on to get more of the leather armor set. Ooh. He dropped a club just in. I've already got it, so I don't need it. But I can sell it. Ah, back up to medium again. So my character is like no longer rest, needs rest anymore. Ah, damn. I've run out of room types. Okay. Or corridor types. I'll do that myself on a future visit. Now this is one of the tunes I like. Just for the combat experience, I'm gonna go up to the back to the first level. Now, if you do get to this extent of the game, and as you're building up your dungeon, I highly recommend going to where I'm just about to go to. I'll let you know when I'm there. Shouldn't take too long to get there. It's on this floor. Shooting the enemies through the wall here is always some easy experience you can get for your for a bow skill. You can't get the items beyond the gate, but that's all good. And the enemies respawn in this particular section, so it's worth coming to as you explore the place for some extra items and combat experience. So where you want to go, as you build up your place, your dungeon, almost there. Alright, where you want to go is go to this spot. In here, and save. Save dungeon, because what you'll get is a dungeon that you can play through again, but you can't make changes to it when you're in exploring in it, and you'll encounter slightly improved enemies and loot for your character. So if you're looking to get find more enemy types in the game, which you need from the research lab or our lab, I recommend come here, save, and then you can visit, which if you choose to go, it won't let me go there now. If you just have to load dungeon, I'll show you in town. One last thing I want to do on here too. Always come here and get your orb character, some combat, you know, some nice free combat experience, and you can get some extra loot, get a bit more money. Never hurts. This place is called the Orb, I think, well, they say Mystery Dungeon, but I wouldn't really call it this Mystery Dungeon. Because it's not randomly generated. In the other games, the Mystery Dungeons were always randomly generated. It is possible that the actual Mystery Dungeons are in this game at a later point. I just haven't got to that point in the game yet. I look forward to it if it does. Easy peasy. And then when you come out again, the monsters respawn in the ruins areas. So if you come, look around this floor again, you might find some respawn. Like if I run back up this way, we'll see if we encounter any. Maybe? I often do. There we go. My character's a bit exhausted at the moment. That's okay, we're just about to return back to town. So as I said, this should give you a nice taste of how playable the game is now. It's like the things that aren't translated are just few and far between here and there, and there's stuff that doesn't take very long at all to do. It depends how long the conversation is, though. Alright, let me save first. Let's see if we encounter any Japanese conversations. I'll bet you there'll probably be one. One or two. Let's see. Okay, so nothing from Elena. Nothing from Frederick. So, yep, it's all good with her. Let's try Sophia. Ah, for once, it's all done. So now I can just play the game normally for once. By selling, you know, selling my stuff to him. Coming back here. What was I gonna do? So this is always a good place to go to sell any excess food you got. For me, it's anything above 30. Or any root materials. Anything above 10, probably. Is a good number. You want to have some in reserve, just in case. Anything above 10 you probably don't need. So this one, anything, it's up to you. Probably anything above 5 is too much. So having the armor materials, these are like armor reinforcement materials. So you only need about 5 of each one. Smithing materials, keep those. And building materials, keep those. Did I miss anybody? I think I spoke to everyone in town. Here we've got a couple of extra meal types that have been translated. So we've got the... I think that one was already showed that one, but if not, bat sausage has been translated. Dog grill, which you get from defeating the dog, you know, the stray dogs. Alrian bread, that was already done. We've got this one, so boar hamburger. So you need to get pork from the boars that are in the level. So you get some nice stat boost from this one. Leaf soup is the one that I've been mainly getting, and Alrian bread. That one and these two are both good. That one gives MP plus 3, int plus 1. Whereas this one gives HP plus 6, MP plus 3, int plus 2. So that's a better one. So that's a good one to invest some stuff into. Because I highly recommend getting your MP up to about 500 if you can. Have that as like your priority. And bit by bit over time, that will help you. And as you can see, the game is pretty much in a playable state. I mean, not everything's totally done. Of course, there's always going to be new things that pop up. But, yeah, so with the latest demo, you'll definitely better play through the first 12 days of the game. And most likely, going further, you'll have a lot of stuff in town that'll be, if they're just doing the flavor text, you know, just like the normal stuff, that's fine. Like that will work. It's just when there's like a quest or something, you may encounter some Japanese there. And also, if you encounter any rare loot or do go to floors that I haven't myself worked on yet, I haven't started on the third one, so I can't speak on what spawns there and what the drop rates are and what they drop, etc. But it's mostly good. Yeah. Alright, so that completes it for this devblog. Devblog number, let me see, I think it's 16. Yeah, 16. Of my work on Nanatama Chronicle of Dungeon Maker, or as I like to call it, Dungeon Maker 3. If you would like to support this project, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. You can help me towards my goal of one day hitting 1,000 subscribers and making money out of, ad content, from YouTube. You can support the project on Patreon. That helps me directly. Anything, that's if you just want to help out. If you have experience in ROM hacking, like especially with implementing variable width fonts, if you have experience in extracting images and then editing them and then putting them back in, that would be exponentially, even if it was just that, like that would be awesome. So to be able to have the things in the game that I can't affect, like I can't translate images. I can only translate like in hexadecimal. I mean, like hex editing. I can only edit the conversation text and items and stuff. I can't do the images. I don't know how. I mean, like, I know how to take a screenshot. That's easy, but I don't know how to put the file back in because I don't know where the file is, like where it's contained and how to extract and place back in. So if you know how to do that, and you're able to do it for this game and then pop it back in, if you want to try your hand at translating some of the image files, or at least teach me the steps to do it, then cool, that would be awesome. That would add an extra layer of polish to this thing. The variable width fonts is more of a polish kind of thing, and it would make this whole thing just look a lot more professional. You'll have a lot more fuller conversations that I can implement into the game. We can have, like, the rulebook entries can have all the stuff in there rather than me having to abbreviate and cut stuff out. But you do have the text files that I include with the demo releases always. I always include those. Those have the actual original direct translations in detail. So you've got that too, and you can always read in the doc folders that I include in the demos the original versions of all the conversations. So if you spot a clear, long conversation you have with someone and you would like to know what the original version of it is, with all the depths left in, then refer to the doc folder that comes with it. Okay? Anyways, so yeah, so that's about it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed watching me play through this and give you an experience, like gameplay, and just talking my way through it, And you got to see something get translated too. There's an extra thing that popped up. Alright, so that does it for devblog number 16. I'll see you in the next one. Guys, have a good one.